to another episode of Channel Control. There's BC.
I'm not a video.
And there's Matt.
I don't hate everyone today.
Yes, you do. Shut up.
I love how it's like Matt hates everyone. Well, when in actuality, Rob's the one that hates people.
What do you mean?
I just have like family events that keep happening and I can't make it. He's just like, he hates everyone.
I love everyone.
I hate people.
On this show. He loves everyone on this show.
I do. I try to get the show out every week. It's late every Monday, but I try to get out on Monday. BC sends in a video for me, something that I can work off of and, get the show done. What does Matt do?
I text you and say, hey, can I Skype in? And he says, no, that didn't work the last time.
Yeah, that video was, oh my God.
It almost gave me a seizure.
Your side was okay. The audio on mine it kept fading out and coming back in. And BC said it kept flipping back and
video
forth.
Almost gave me a seizure.
Yeah. So
all I'm hearing is excuses while I'm coming up with solutions. So
there goes, Matt crying about stuff again. Always over there crying, man.
Oh yeah, maybe don't cheat at Goldeneye.
Maybe don't cry.
Ooh, damn. If y'all know what he's talking about, check out the UGF on Cinelinks.com.
Yeah, and you can see him pick Oddjob, which is a total gaming dick move. So
when BC cheated at the game. So this week we have had it's the second week, but it's the first week of the big premieres. You already had Orville and The
Gotham.
Good Place. The Good Place in Gotham. But this week we've had a bunch of TV shows just drop on our heads from Sunday to Friday.
Gotham premiered?
Yeah, it did.
Wow. Okay.
Two episodes.
I actually watched it. I did not watch the second one, though.
That was kind of
I haven't watched the second. It was good.
Was it?
I hate myself for saying that. Once again, I still, like I said last week, I still watch it and go, I really hate Baby Bat. But other than Baby Bat, everything else on the show is really good.
Baby Bat. I like to call him Bondage Batman.
Ooh. Bondage Bat.
Look at that suit.
Okay, yeah, you can say that, but the kid's like 14 or 15 years old, so it's kind of I don't know if I want to call him Bondage Bat.
God, yeah, you're right. That's a good point. Before we get too far into it, can we really soak it in for a second that all three of us are here on a show?
Right?
I know.
You know how long it's been since all three of us have been on here together?
And we'll be here again next. Oh wait, no.
Nope, not gonna happen next week.
God, BC, why do you hate everyone?
Because I'm going to New York to bring everyone content
to
from New
hate
York.
everyone. To hate everyone, BC.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be live streaming like the Punisher panel from New York for y'all. Channel Control.
He says, I'm pretty sure. That doesn't mean it's actually...
Because I don't know when it is.
Yeah, just saying.
And plus, New York City is a convention.
Yeah.
And it's New York, baby. New York.
What's
up, New York?
You see, he's so excited about it. He's going to be passed out in an alley, somewhere with so much thin crust pizza on him. Just
I am not going to be passed out in an alley. I will be passed out on my bench in Jack Dempsey's.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
It says BC's bench.
So let's go ahead and get into this week's show. Star Trek Discovery premiered this Sunday.
I hate everyone. I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah, we're kind of hating you now too. And I actually liked the show. It started off a bit slow, first episode, but it eventually got to a point that I liked it. I mean, there are people out there, they still don't like the Klingons. And that's because they haven't explained why these Klingons look this way. Because it's supposed to be 10 years before James T. Kirk. So the Klingons should be under the effects of whatever plague or virus made them look almost human, as you saw in the original series. Mm-hmm. And the Next Generation, they look more like Worf, and these guys just look completely different. I mean, I can't even say that they look close. They're just deformed Klingons. And yeah, they said that during SDCC, the Klingons will speak Klingon and they will use subtitles. And that's what they did. Of course, it's a brand new language for these people, so they're speaking actual Klingon, but they're speaking it like a foreigner. They're very slow. They have to really enunciate every word. It's not like, someone just speaking a foreign language.
Okay.
So, The one thing that freaked me out with the first episode was when Michael Burnham, the character, used the Vulcan neck pinch or the nerve pinch on her captain.
It's crazy.
Because she wanted to shoot at the Klingons. They're just sitting out there in space, and it's like she's like, shoot at them, shoot at them, shoot at them. And her captain wouldn't. So
yeah, that's so weird. Like the fact that you would have, it's just weird to me that a human could use the Vulcan nerve pinch.
I like that aspect of it. It's like because to me it goes, oh, this chick knows some stuff. She been places. Like like we getting something with her.
I don't feel like the Vulcans would share that knowledge. It just seems weird to me. Like I don't know.
Well, I mean, she spent her life with them as a little girl. She grew up with Sarek.
Okay, that makes sense.
Sarek was basically her father.
Yeah.
And he was the one that brought her to the Federation and said, "Yeah, you need some time amongst humans because you're an asshole." Mm-hmm. And when she first met her captain, Philippa Georgiou, she was, I mean, the captain's trying to make, small talk with her, and she's just there like, why are we going through all these niceties? This isn't an interview, whatever. I have the job, so let's just get to it. And I'm like, and even when Sarek's leaving, the Vulcan, he says, he's walking by her and says, "Be nice," and walks away. I'm like, he's the Vulcan. So yeah, I mean, the first episode, like I said, it starts off a little bit slow. We get into a conflict with the Klingons. In the second episode, there's an even bigger fight with the Klingons, and someone dies. I'm not going to say because you guys haven't seen it, and I don't know who else has seen out, who hasn't seen out there. But yeah,
if you can watch it,
I mean, it's if you watch all the previews and promos for the show, you kind of knew that someone was going to die, but the show takes a really different direction by the second episode. So yeah, I'm interested in it. Bad thing is, you got to pay to watch it.
Which is annoying, man.
And I've talked about this for months. Now, CBS said that they had a huge amount of subscribers join just for Star Trek. That's great. It has also pushed it way into the top 10 most pirated shows on television.
Yeah, because you basically said you can't have this or you have to pay for this. So what are people going to do? They're going to try to find any way not to pay for it. Mm-hmm. And it's weird, too, because you're saying that CBS came out and said that they've had so many subscriptions or subscribers for just Star Trek.
Yeah.
Apparently not one of them are our friends, because we cannot find anyone who's got a subscription to CBS All Access.
Oh, I have one friend who has a subscription, but that's because another company screwed up something, one of his orders or something that he did. So they gave him a $25 gift certificate for CBS All Access.
My question is, where does Star Trek Discovery land on the timeline? Because wasn't that before, like, Kirk?
Yes.
So,
Enterprise was probably, I believe, 100 years.
Oh, 100
before,
years.
Yeah, it was years.
Oh, okay.
It was almost a couple years after they got FTL flight, and then the Vulcans came and said, "Okay, the humans finally got it. Let's go." And they landed, and we traded whatever, and so on. And they had the Enterprise,
and they also had the best music ever. But you know,
I've got faith. Anyway,
believe.
So Discovery, like I said, is 10 years before Kirk. So right now, Kirk might be in the Academy, I think. We will see Harry Mudd, who was in the original series, and that's played by Rainn Wilson.
So which timeline is this? Original Kirk timeline?
Original. This is original.
Okay.
Someone said that they're kind of blending the two, but they wanted to keep it the original one because the new Kelvin universe that they made for the movies, they don't want to do anything in the past to mess up what's going on with that one. So they're doing regular Kirk, and they're trying to follow the continuity of that storyline.
Okay, so, makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so we had Discovery. I said it was good. They got subscriptions. Yeah, they didn't say how many, and we have the Orville.
Yeah, we do.
And
That came at a perfect time, by the way.
What do you guys think about the Orville? Because I know y'all are watching that.
Okay, so I didn't have high expectations for it going into it. Like when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, this is weird. This is a Seth MacFarlane Star Trek ripoff."
Million Ways to Die in the West.
Exactly, yeah. And I don't know, it just didn't seem like it was going to be all that funny. And I was right. It's not all that funny, but it's not supposed to be, which is weird because it was kind of dubbed as a comedy. But it's Fox's Star Trek, and I love it.
Here's how I'm understanding this. MacFarlane wanted to do a straight up sci-fi show.
Yes.
Fox said, "Oh, so it's going to be funny." And he goes, "No." And they go, "So it's going to be funny." And he goes, No. It's going to be more of, in the vein of an actual Star Trek. And they go, "So it's going to be funny." And he goes, "Yeah, it's going to be funny." "Can I do it?" "Yeah, go ahead. It's going to be funny. You can do it."
Yeah.
You guys reaching their jacket. It's going to be funny, right?
So you get the hint of the studio going, put jokes in there. But they're kind of mixed in within the actual thing of what Seth MacFarlane wanted to do. I think he's kind of playing ball right now until they give him the, all right, do whatever you want.
But I actually like the comedic value in there because it almost makes Star Trek better in a way.
I think it becomes a little jarring. Not that I have anything problem with him. It's just sometimes, like, I sense it. I'm just like, the tone immediately shifts when they do one of those jokes. It goes from dramatic, intense show to Family Guy joke.
Sure.
And that's what I feel. Every joke I feel, I'm like, that's a Family Guy joke. And I love the show. And I haven't watched Discovery, but I'm getting the feel that it is more Star Trek-y than Discovery is.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that I've heard talk about Discovery are saying Star Trek Discovery feels more like Star Wars because it's more of a war show, whereas Star Trek has always been more of an exploration show, which is what the Orville is an exploration show.
Yeah, so Rob, because you're the one that's watched both of them, I think it's a good question to pose to you. Would you take Star Trek Discovery or would you take The Orville? Obviously, you're going to continue to watch both.
Yeah.
But which one do you prefer more?
If someone came to me and said, we're going to take one of these shows off, which one do you want to continue watching?
Yeah.
I would say The Orville.
I agree.
And I had a friend ask me, he's like, what do you think of The Orville? And I'm like, I kind of tried to explain some stuff to him. He's like, I don't know. The whole comedy, whatever, so on. And is it really Star Trek? Then I explained episode 2 to him.
That was crazy.
Without any comedy in it.
It was so deep.
The captain and first officer
God.
get kidnapped by some alien force. They're just gone. The second officer that would be in charge is sick.
Oh wait, I'm thinking the third episode, but you're right.
So a junior officer, the junior security officer now has to take control of this ship that she's scared to do, doesn't want to do, doesn't know how to work with the crew. She starts to alienate them, goes and talks to the doctor. Doctor kind of gives her some encouragement, but she's not going to do the job for her. She wanted her to say, declare me unfit to lead the ship. She went back, she got her crew back, went and saved her captain. Everything was fine and safe. And he's like, yeah, that sounds like a Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
So what was funny about that? The captain and first officer were kidnapped, be put in the zoo. The sick officer had to sit on an egg because he laid an egg and he has to hatch it. That's his child. So she comes in and he's sitting in there butt-ass naked like, get out of my room. I'm not leaving. You're in charge of the ship. Do your job. That was it. And he's like, and he's laughing his ass off like, really? I gotta watch it now.
Yeah.
Yes. Go watch it.
And I hear episode 4 is
Episode 4 is really good. I enjoyed it a lot.
I haven't watched it
I
yet.
haven't watched 4 yet. The last one I watched was with the whole court case dealing with the baby.
It was a really cool episode the way they did it, and the you just got to go watch it. But like the little twist that they have, it's early on, is a really cool concept. But going back, you're right. Like I love that the second episode was exactly ripped out of like a Star Trek episode. Like that was really cool, and I feel like every episode kind of is, while it's hitting hard-hitting subjects. Like even the third episode where they're talking about transgender, which was
oh my god,
incredible. All right, like I did not see that coming at all.
That episode had me, you sons of bitches. At
Yeah, I felt so bad. But I almost wonder, are they going a little too fast? Because they're trying to develop these characters rapidly. And, you had that first officer, the lieutenant, I can't remember who he is, but the guy who had the baby. That almost felt like a mid-season arc versus, like, a second episode right off the bat.
I think it's that Seth MacFarlane is trying to go, look, this is what I want to do. I want more of this. And so he's trying to sprinkle in that humor to make ABC happy, but also show ABC what he can do. Fox, yeah. What he can do. So I think that's where that comes in. Is he's like, look at what I can do. Let me do this. So
well, meanwhile, while I do feel like you're right in that he's trying to like prove himself in a way. I kind of feel like even the fact that it's the character development's happening at such a rapid pace, I almost feel like it's kind of refreshing in a way that we don't have to wait. That it's just kind of like it's getting to the point a little bit, so that way we can experience the drama can get there quicker.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard people say things like, "This show's an hour long. I thought it was going to be just a half an hour. This show is not funny enough," and blah blah. I'm like,
you don't get the point.
I'm like, yeah, you don't get it.
That's because of the marketing. The marketing played it off as a parody humor show, because that's what Fox wanted you to.
Because even Seth MacFarlane came out saying that they pushed this heavily as a comedy series, and it's not. Yeah. It's not all about the comedy. This isn't Family Guy in space.
Yeah.
This is going to be Star Trek or a sci-fi show with a little bit of comedy in it.
I do want more of Norm Macdonald as that little blob.
You'll have him in the 4th episode.
That's incredible.
But I do love that too.
The doctor.
Yeah, he continuously tries to get a date with the doctor. But you're right. Like I never thought that it was going to be a half an hour. Like I did think it was going to be a straight up comedy.
I thought it was half an hour comedy.
It just didn't seem like it would be right for it to be half an hour with it being like a Star Trek ripoff in a way. Like, if you're going to be a Star Trek ripoff, you need time to, like, get to wherever you're going to go.
I from the marketing, I thought it was a straight-up parody. I thought it was a straight comedy.
Yeah, I did, too.
And I was like, an hour, and once I was like, an hour of a comedy it'd be way too long, too much.
It'd be hard.
Yeah. So, and I literally thought it was just the season premiere that was an hour.
Oh no, yeah, it's every episode.
But I love that.
I love it.
I love that it's an hour.
I do too.
And they get so much into each episode.
Yeah,
they really pack stuff in. It's like, okay, I got a complete freaking story here, and it's not like you have to guess. Well, what happened at this point? No, you know everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Orville's great.
A little bit of a teaser. Isaac takes more of a center stage in this next episode. Isaac's the robot.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Right. I couldn't remember who he was either.
Yeah. Okay.
And they were like, "This is Isaac," and I'm like, "Oh."
Okay, so the Orville is great. Star Trek Discovery is still getting there, but it looks very interesting. If you have a chance to watch Discovery, watch it. If you have CBS All Access, go for it. If, like any other Trekkie out there, you know how to use BitTorrent, whatever. I'm not saying do that, but
also, if you have CBS All Access, send us your password. Because I'll give you my HBO access.
I feel like CBS is one of those companies that would be like, this is being played at somewhere where it is not original. I feel like that too, and they're like, that won't work. Sorry, this is not your home.
Yeah, not like HBO, where HBO just doesn't care. Like, I feel like you're right that CBS would be that petty to try and monitor who all's watching and when.
Oh yeah, no, they can't do that because you can watch it on your phones and stuff. So.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's certain like I can't watch my parents' AT&T Uverse app unless it's connected to unless I'm at the house.
And on Netflix,
oh really? Yeah. Oh, okay.
On Netflix, if two people are watching at the same time, a third person can't watch.
Yeah,
yeah. So it's kind of like that.
Well, it depends on what plan you're paying for. The regular one is 2. You can have up to 4 people, but
right.
That's something else entirely. So yeah, Discovery, Orville, watch them. Yeah, they're good. Orville's better. Ghosted.
Huh.
I haven't seen episode 2 yet.
I haven't watched episode 2 yet, but episode 1 was
I
garbage.
haven't watched the second, but I was so in for this series.
I was too.
When I saw it.
Freaking Craig Robinson, and then you've got Adam Scott. Like, this is going to be a great show.
So basic.
So basic.
Again, we talk about all the Makuga rule. All right, when you watch a pilot, it's going to be very basic, straightforward. Look, we have to show you all this information, and we have to get studios to say, yeah, okay, this has potential. I think the show has potential. The chemistry between those two are great. What really makes me mad is Amberson Stevens West, the chick,
Well, there's like 2 of them. Who's the chick?
the one that was like at the computer the whole time.
Oh, okay, yeah. The hot girl.
Yeah, the hot girl.
Yeah.
She's not in the show. She's only in the pilot.
What?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. She just
Not enough money, probably.
I guess.
That's messed up.
That made me mad because I like her. She was great on the Carmichael show, and I think she's really talented. And I would have loved to see her stick on with this.
And she had such a minimal role in the pilot too.
Exactly. So she won't be back for the rest of it. But I like the chemistry between Scott and Robinson, and I think that they can pull something out of this. I'm gonna Makuga rule it. I'm gonna give it the 2 extra episodes. See how it goes.
Look, I'm fine with like doing the 3 episode rule. That's fine and all, but like for just looking at the pilot for what it is, I feel like most pilots, yeah, they kind of are like, oh yeah, we're gonna try to push as much stuff in as we can, but they always try to put their best foot forward in the pilot, and then the next couple episodes is whenever it kind of dies down because you've used most of your money on the pilot. So for this one, I almost feel like that theory doesn't fit because this one, it just didn't. They just tried to fit too much in. They tried to get too much introduction in, and it just, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. It felt rushed.
See, but it's like look at. I always go back to the Friends. Friends is one of the most successful shows ever made.
Sure.
Do you remember the pilot?
No, I don't even remember the first season.
The pilot is basically a clip show. Like, it just keeps cutting and going to like little quick gags here and there. It's not a good pilot. Like, it is bad. But it goes on to become, Friends.
Well, it didn't really start hitting its stride until after the first season anyway.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, they're trying. It's clips of them trying to get look. This character is like this. This character is like this. And so now they try to, instead of doing it like that, they try to mesh everything together into one.
Sure.
So you're getting a lot of exposition and whatnot to show you what the show is going to be.
Maybe this will help your point a little bit more. I think comedy pilots have a harder time than you would say like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because remember when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that pilot came out, everybody was like, their minds were blown.
Yeah,
by how amazing.
It was awesome.
And then that was the only time you ever saw Lulu fly.
Lola
fly, sorry. I knew it was 2 L's. You only had like Lola fly on that one episode.
Yeah.
So I think comedies are a little bit harder to judge based off of the pilot. I think you're right in that instance, but I just, as a episode, just looking at it as a whole, I didn't like it.
Yep, me either. I was fairly disappointed with it, and I think it might be writing also because Adam Scott played the exact same character he plays in every single show.
Yeah,
except Party Down. He was pretty great in Party Down. Just saying.
Okay, all right.
You guys ready to party?
But I mean, is it the writing for the show that made him just seem extra bland? Craig Robinson, I mean, his funny stuff was in the commercial for the show. And after that, it was just, I don't give a crap about these characters.
You were saying that the chemistry was like so good between them. I actually didn't like the chemistry.
Really?
I didn't because it was just, it just felt basic.
See, because watch it, I get a very, very X-Files feel from him because you have the skeptic, you have the believer, and they're thrown in this together. And I think they can kind of play off that aspect very well. And I think it has potential. I'm not saying the pilot was good. The pilot was not good.
Yeah.
It was not. I didn't really laugh at all.
Yeah.
But I can see something buried in there that they can make something happen. They can turn. I think they can turn this around and do something with it.
I love how you say it's an X-Files feel to it. So that means to me that Fox is just trying to make a spoof out of any show they can possibly make right now. They've got Star Trek. They've had X-Files. What's next? We're gonna have like I don't even know. The Bachelor. I have no idea.
I don't know. Bachelor in the Haunted Mansion. I no idea. I don't know what they're doing.
Will you take this road?
Yeah, but Ghosted is a definite. That's a Hulu watch for me because it comes on Sunday and I'm watching football.
Yes.
So yeah.
Maybe it's a show that I'll give one more episode to, but after that I might just fall out until one of you guys tell me, "Oh my God, did you see what happened in Ghosted?" Then I'll probably try to catch up.
So let's move on to our next set of shows.
The CBS Hour.
CBS. Almost everything on CBS this week was disappointing to me, but we'll start off with Young Sheldon.
Oh, that whole concept is a disappointment to me.
Now, when I first heard about this, I'm like, why are they doing it? Then I saw the ad for it, and I'm like, why are they doing this? First thing you need to do is separate everything with Young Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. It is not the same show. You're not going to get the same kind of jokes. It's Young Sheldon. It's a little kid, Sheldon as a little kid, and him growing up in whatever part of Texas he's from.
It's a coming of age story.
Yeah, this is a Norman Rockwell painted TV show with a high functioning autistic kid in it.
And look, I love the character Sheldon Cooper. Like, he's one of my favorite characters that CBS or whoever it was that made him. And he's fantastic in Big Bang Theory. Even though I feel like that show, too, has gone on way too long.
Now he's starting to get a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But now, I just think it was unnecessary to make a spin-off show about his life. Like, we pretty much understood how his life was growing up from the show. We didn't need to have this coming-of-age story about how he's like, I'm Sheldon Cooper, and I'm in high school. Hi there, person. I saw that someone had a shirt that said bite me on it. Like,
I don't need all of this.
Why?
My thing about it is not that why we don't need it, because it makes sense that they're going to do it. They're going to squeeze out all the money they can.
Get all the blood they can from that stone.
My problem is, why are they doing it now while the Big Bang Theory is still on?
Yeah, do it later.
That's what makes no sense to me. Normally when you do a spinoff, you wait till the first show's over.
Yeah,
well, you're right. I don't understand why it's made right now, especially when we're seeing Sheldon as like a grown man trying to make his way through life, because it kind of is a little jarring too to understand that, because when you watch The Big Bang Theory, there's so many social constructs that Sheldon Cooper is learning every episode. So what you're telling me in Young Sheldon is that he learned nothing of social constructs. So all we're going to get is him just growing up around all these people who are inferior to him.
We're going to see his family and the people around him. It's not even about him because, like you say, he learns nothing growing up. He learns everything when he's with Leonard and the other group of
Penny.
people. Yeah, so, I mean, now, even though I do not like it, this is a excellent show for CBS.
Family
The
show.
people who watch CBS religiously, this is the show that they want, and they are going to eat this fucking thing up.
Look, I have no problems if they wanted to make a family show. Fine. That's cool. But the fact that they're milking Sheldon Cooper to bring in the Big Bang Theory fans to do it just feels half-assed to me. Like, It feels like it's a ripoff. Not a ripoff, but it just feels like a letdown, I guess.
Shit is what it is.
I know. It's CBS. They'll burn money whenever they want to.
Okay, so when we started off this show, BC talked about an episode of Channel Control that we did that was making him a little bit seasick because it kept flipping back and forth. He wanted to throw up. And me, myself, and I almost did that to me.
Segway!
That was a great segue.
You're seeing him at 14, his 40s, and at 65, and it's just flipping back and forth. There's 2 minutes of him in 1991, then 2 minutes of him in 2017, and 2 minutes of him in 2045 or 2042, and they just keep going back and forth like that. And I honestly don't know if this show is going to make it. Yeah, Bobby Moynihan was the big name they pushed behind it, but you've got John Larroquette in it, who I like as an actor. He's decent. I mean, I know him from Night Court and various other shows, and the kid from It, I can't remember his name right now, but he's decent. The one that he was taking gazebos. I mean,
I haven't seen it yet.
Huh?
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't.
Only other thing I have to say is that young Sheldon, after the first episode, it got a full season order. So, like I said, it's a good show for CBS. They like it, and people probably watched the hell out of it because it was Sheldon. And ta-da, there we go. The Good Doctor on ABC.
Okay, so is this like from the makers of The Good Wife? Are they now doing The Good Doctor?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I was really thrown off by this. They're like, The Good Doctor. And I was like, is this like The Good Wife?
These are actually, I think the people behind this are the producers or whatever, or the team that was behind House.
Oh, okay.
And this is Doogie Howser.
Dramatic Doogie Howser.
Yeah. Where he's a higher functioning autistic savant. And watching the show, I was hooked. Mm-hmm. I seriously liked this show, and I was like, I'm just going to watch it because, it's a season premiere and I got to talk about it. But no, the show is actually good. I want to watch it again. I do see the problems creeping in later where he's extremely smart. He sees things that other people don't. But when he's looking at a person, all he's doing is just remembering stuff he read. He's just, just remembering, okay, this should be doing this and that should be doing that. And that is kind of what a doctor does. They have to look at you and run their tests or whatever. He's not even running tests. He just looks. And you can see all the, I guess, books or whatever stuff he learned with all the diagrams and lines and shit sticking off with this vein and this area. And it's like, some people might get sick of that. They may start saying this is just way too unrealistic. But as far as the dramatic part of it, the drama of the show, it's great. This part where this kid gets injured and this guy says, I'm a doctor, and he's doing all this stuff, and he just stands there like, you're killing him. And the guy looks at him like, I know basic anatomy 101. I think he's like, yeah, you would be saving him if he was an adult, but he's a boy. You have to go a little bit higher because you're choking him. And when he came and he moved the guy's hand, and the little boy goes, and people are like, okay, listen to whatever he says.
Yeah.
So, and then things like him trying to get in the hospital where they just see this autistic kid, this kid in the spectrum, who's trying to get in the hospital and he's causing a commotion. The guard is trying to keep him out. And even one of the nurses says, do not let him enter. And they go in, and after certain things he told them to do, she said, why don't we try doing this? Why? Just humor me. And they did it, and they found another problem that he had mentioned. So the first he did was run downstairs to get this kid. And then they find out, oh yeah, he's the doctor that's supposed to be working here now. So
I was trying to find this quote from. I'm pretty sure it was our friend Devin Pike who shared. I don't know if it was an article he shared or if it was something he just put on there, but it might have been a review of someone talking to ABC going ABC, autism is not a superpower, and there was actually like this show is getting criticized online for some of the stuff that it's doing. Now, I haven't watched it, so I don't know if that's how it's going. But that article title or whether it was a Facebook quote or whatever it was really stuck out to me, made me think about that. I was like, oh man, that's probably true. I don't know how they're portraying. I guess they're portraying it a little different than something. That's not my problem with the show. My problem with the show is I'm not going to Norman Bates as a doctor.
Bates Motel reference.
Norman Bates.
Did you watch that kid on Bates Motel? Because
Yeah, I did.
He was creepy.
Creepy as all. Every time I
Yeah.
see that kid, I'm like, nope, you're creepy. So
He was in another show that I was like, as a child, and I loved him in that show, and I can't remember what it was, but then I saw him in Bates Motel, and I was like, no! Completely ruined it for me. Because he even looks disheveled whenever you see him like on the promos for The Good Doctor, and you're just like, oh, Norman Bates is going to kill someone.
Now, to go for what you said, I had written down The Good Doctor is autism becoming the thing for TV.
Yeah.
It seems to be what they're doing with young Sheldon.
Yeah.
We know he's autistic.
But
He's on the spectrum.
we knew Sheldon Cooper
Yeah,
before.
you knew him before
Yeah.
that. But they seem to be really pushing that hard. And now The Good Doctor, I don't know what other shows they have on that feature a child or a person with autism, but right now it seems to be a lot, and they're really pushing that angle. And
Yeah.
it's like, is this the thing now? Is this something we should be doing? You're saying autism is not a superpower. It is not. There are people with autism who are higher functioning who can do great things. Then there are those who just, like Karen told me, she had one kid who would just sit in the corner and touch himself.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's a touchy subject, but I would say that if it's done right, I think it has a place in TV. I don't necessarily think it should become the new thing where like there should be a new like show about some autism, some sort of variation of autism in every show rolling out every single week. But I think that because of the fact that the autism community needs somebody to relate with, needs characters to relate with, and not just such in a comedic value or in just some sort of different way. I think that's where it deserves a place, because everybody deserves or needs something to like. If you're going through something that you don't think anybody else understands, and you're watching a television show that's all about these pretty people that have no problems in their lives and are just dealing with their first world problems,
CW.
that's CW.
yeah, CW. then that's hard to relate to as like a person who's going through these issues. So if you get a character that you can personally relate with, I think that's great, and that's applaudable.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it should become the thing. I think it should have a place, though.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, it should have a place. I mean, I like Speechless. It's not an autistic kid, but a kid with disabilities. I believe it's MS.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
I haven't watched
But yeah, Speechless
I've
is an
heard
awesome
great
show,
things.
and it's just. I mean, if they make it work, it works. But you shouldn't be pushing that as an angle for
No,
your show.
absolutely not.
So yeah, The Good Doctor, like I said, it is a good show. I will continue to watch it since a lot of the shows on ABC have kind of been to me.
I can't believe Grey's Anatomy's still on. That
What's-
blows my mind. My wife was watching Bridesmaids when I got home last night, and it turned into like E News, and it was like, guys, Grey's Anatomy was really great last night. I was like, why is it still on? Who is watching it? What is happening?
Every woman who still wants to be a doctor.
And I
is
swear to
still watching
God, they have a guy on there who's like a pretty boy guy that looked exactly like Patrick Dempsey. Like basically Patrick Dempsey was like, peace out, I'm done with this show. And they hired a guy that is like kind of less attractive Patrick Dempsey. But I'd say like a smidgen. I don't watch the show. I tell I hate that show.
Moving into our next shows that are
McDreamy.
battling each other. The Brave or Navy SEALs? Who's better?
which one has Angel in it?
Navy Seals.
All right, well then the Braves probably better.
And you would be correct, sir.
Look, I haven't watched either, but like from the last 5 minutes that I watched when I got here and he was watching The Brave, I was like, okay, this has piqued my interest. I'm into The Brave. But Navy SEAL, I'm good. I don't need David Boreanaz.
Navy SEALs, I mean, I halfway through, and I put this on Facebook, I'm like, halfway through Navy SEALs, I'm bored. And a bunch of people posted on my page, yup, this show's not good. It's horrible. It's bad. And these are ex-military guys that I served with, older folks that I know in parts of Texas here, in this area. I mean, it's just, everyone that had something to say had nothing good. It was like, it's basically a boring show. The show is just about the Navy SEALs and the shit that they have to go through, and some guy so they lost someone on the mission, and then he's got to see a psychiatrist to help him out, it's more drama than actual mission stuff. I mean, they do show them doing mission whatever, but I mean the Brave is a lot better about it. Like this one, you see a woman get kidnapped. She's a doctor. She's doing Doctors Without Borders. They kidnap her. They take her to their hospital to fix up any terrorists or soldiers that they have that are injured. They bring them in. She fixes these guys up. That's why they took her. And they're thinking that, she has only a certain amount of time to live. And they were kind of right. And they were getting to points where something was going to happen and then they were going to kill her. So they had to get in there as soon as possible and get this woman out. And that's what they did. And the show's good. It's exciting. And there's a female sniper on there. And I know a female sniper from Special Forces. And her name is Jazz. I know a person named Jazz. That's why I like this show. It's actually good. Look, so if you want to watch something, watch The Brave.
Look, I'm going to say this. If you want to take any sort of cues from anybody in regards to like military shows, you take them from Rob. Because this guy was in it. He is a Marine, so he kind of knows all about what's going on in these shows. So I take my cues from him when it comes to anything military related.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just saying. When it comes to that, I'll take it because like I don't know anything about like Navy SEALs or anything. So if you're telling me that what they're doing is like overly dramatic, all right, it's overly dramatic.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, if you want to watch something based like The Unit or Army Wives or some shit like that, and you like that, the Navy SEALs is for you. If you want to watch something that has some action with them going in and doing shit and terrorists getting taken down, The Brave.
There you go.
Let's move on.
Fox.
We have The Mick and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Mick Foley?
Yes, Mick Foley.
Not Mick Foley.
Oh, Holy Foley, bro.
Mick. Who? Caitlin Olsen. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. No.
Have you never watched It's Always Sunny?
I have seen it.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah.
The blank stare was kind of killing me right now.
No, but I was like, are they on the Mick?
Yes.
Oh.
Just Caitlin Olsen.
Just Caitlin Olsen. Just Sweet D. She's on the Mick, and
then you said Olsen. I was like, wait, Mary Kate?
The first season was awesome. This first episode, the second season was to me. I'm like, are they hitting that sophomore slump?
They could be.
I mean, and they hit it kind of hard with this one.
Comedies, I feel like, are more susceptible to sophomore slumps than like dramas because it's easy to do a drama.
Yeah.
But comedy's hard. So whenever you have high expectations going into another season and you start off with kind of a lukewarm first episode, yeah, it's tough. It's tough to rebound.
I mean, it wasn't completely horrible, but there were things about it that I was like, God. Hands down, the worst episode of this show I've seen.
Interesting.
And like this is just the first show of the second season, so it may pick up. I'm expecting it to pick up, but this one was not good to me.
I haven't watched The Mick personally, and I know a lot of people who have, and it's always been the same thing, that season 1 is incredible. It's so much fun. It's hilarious to watch. And Caitlin Olsen is a gem. We already knew that part. But, season 2, starting off as slow as it was, that's not looking good for the rest of the season.
BC?
I not even know it was on. I thought we were talking about Mick Foley.
Oh, my God.
Undertaker threw him off the cage, Hell in a Cell.
We do a show about TV shows, man.
Hey, that's one of the ones. Look, there's a lot of television.
There's
a
lot of television.
All right, we divide and conquer. Did you watch any of the Wolf universe? I don't think so. I did.
Wolf universe.
The Dick Wolf.
Oh.
Mr. Sacco's actually a guest star. He guest stars on.
See, there you go. See, Mr. Sacco. Mick Foley.
I mean, I put in the chat when my eyes were wiggling from watching all the freaking TV shows. My eyeballs were actually freaking wiggling. I had to stop. But okay, you talk about Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I got it.
Again, we're going to go into the Wolfverse, the Wolf universe with you.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I saw the first 3 episodes and then never watched anymore. So Matt, take it away.
Show so much. It's so great. So, what happened in this episode was that Jake and Rosa are in prison after what happened in last season, where they got screwed. And so now you're seeing their dynamic about having to deal with life in prison. And they had Tim Meadows in this episode who plays a cannibal, and it is hilarious because you kind of get a little bit of tidbits of how like he got caught, and they're over in like this protected part of the prison, so that way they can be away from all the like the crazy convicts because Jake Peralta's a cop, and then you got a cannibal. So they're getting ready to move on to the next room, and he's like, "Oh man, see, you're going to be fine because you were a cannibal. They're not going to mess with you." He's like, "Man, I was a cannibal for children. You know, it's really easy to lure them over and you knock them on the head one time. I'm screwed." So great. I love this show so much.
That's not funny.
It was pretty damn funny.
Cannibal for children.
It's Tim Meadows. Come on.
Yeah, it's
Tim Meadows. He makes everything funny.
The ladies' man.
The ladies' man. Oh, yeah. I bought you some flowers. They look and feel plastic, but they smell real.
Oddly enough, he's my favorite part of Mean Girls.
Oh, he's
and it's such a small, but all his little one-liners and just his little quirks in that movie are so good.
I love Tim Meadows so much. Also, Diamond Dallas Page was in this. Not Diamond Dallas Page. What was that? Lou Diamond Phillips. The other Diamond.
I was about to say,
Diamond.
I need to watch this. Bang! DDP yoga.
Diamond Dallas Page, a blonde-haired, 6 foot something white guy, Lou Diamond Phillips, a little short,
diamonds in their names.
Short, olive-skinned,
at least
tiny.
Please go back and watch this episode, Matt, and watch my face when you go Diamond Dallas Page. I just perked the F up, and you go, not Diamond Dallas Page. And so I'm like, maybe just say Randy Orton, they have the same move? He goes, Lou Diamond Phillips. What?
Oh.
They both have diamonds in their name.
That's
not an excuse. That is
whatever. Lou Diamond Phillips is in it.
That's like someone confusing me
my God.
with BC. Yeah, I saw Rob at the fair. No, it wasn't Rob. It was BC.
That was pretty great.
That was awesome. That was pretty good. So Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
So Lou Diamond Phillips was in it. It was great. That's it.
So Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you recommend watching it?
I still love it.
You still, yeah, of course
it was great to watch.
I say watch the Mick. This first episode wasn't great, but whatever. BC, you had a bunch of shows that you watched that I would never watch in my life.
Well, while I was at the dentist for 3 hours in the waiting room the other day.
Dear God.
Yeah, it was
Why?
miserable. I had to wait. Mama was getting work done, so I had to wait on Mama.
I thought it was for you.
No, I got my teeth cleaned. I was in and out. You know what I'm saying? Really, you know what? I don't like that dentist.
Yeah.
But they had a new girl working there, and she was very nice and really good at her job.
Interesting.
So I was like, "Oh, I like you. You weren't here last time." She's like, "Nope." I'm like, "Well, you're not as annoying as that last lady was."
Boom.
And she's like, "Well, I'm only here for this one day. I'm just filling in." I was like, "Oh, I'm not."
She's like, "That lady's my mom."
Okay.
My dentist in Capel's great. You should go there. Just saying.
Either way.
He talks football.
So I watched a lot of Law and Order and some Chicago.
Dun dun.
Dun dun. SVU was a great new episode. I love bringing it back. Like I said, I've always been hooked on SVU. It was the only Law and Order show that I watched. I tried to get into Law and Order LA, but they canceled it too quickly, so I couldn't get into it. So, that happened. I never watched Law and Order Criminal Intent. Or just the regular Law and Order, but I really have always enjoyed SVU. I thought they were going to fail off when Christopher Maloney left, but the new cast now is still really good, and it's a really fun show, and they do some crazy stuff on there, and you just sometimes can't take your eyes away. And this episode was just on there, and the side stories that go through each episode are always really entertaining. Now they're actually starting to investigate Olivia for child abuse herself.
Oh my
because
God.
her adopted son had a bruise.
Oh no.
Yeah, so the school called, and now the SVU chief is now being investigated. So that's and the person that's investigating her is a character from the first season who was part of SVU. Y'all might know him as Mr. Mayhem on the Mayhem commercials.
That guy.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah, so do I.
I love that guy.
This thing, he was on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It was pretty great.
So again, SVU came back with a big bang. I really enjoyed the show. Chicago PD, I was really iffy on this season because the reason I started watching it was, oh man, now I can't think of the actress's name, but she was on.
She was the one that had that reddish hair, right? The brown reddish
yeah,
hair.
she was on. She used to be on the CW One Tree Hill.
Yes, yeah. I don't know her name.
And Sophia Bush. There you go.
Bush?
See,
Okay.
Yeah.
I loved her. She's the reason I started watching Chicago PD. And she left. At the season finale of last season was her last episode. So I was kind of iffy going into this one. This one immediately starts dealing with African Americans getting shot by the police. Like it's immediately boom.
Ooh, touchy subject.
Yeah, and it's immediately a white cop drawing on a kid who's just trying to pull up his phone. And he doesn't shoot this kid, but it's an immediately pull out, and then there's a black cop with him too. So so you're getting that dynamic of these partners that don't really understand the differences between each other and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a really good, intense show. As far as Law and Order True Crime,
So many.
the Menendez murders. Well, this is a different type of Law and Order.
Okay.
This is going into the OJ trial. Like it's going into real, and it's not ripped from the headlines where they kind of change names and change the story a little bit. This is the Menendez murders. Like this is legitimately that. And it's very Law and Order. I was sitting there and waiting for Olivia and Ice-T to show up. Cuz it even had the dun dun and even feels like Law and Order, but it's still an actual crime and they're really going through what actually happened.
Yeah.
And it's intense, man, because watching it, I'm just like, oh God. And these kids, they look just like the Menendez brothers.
Really?
It's insane.
Wow. That's some good casting.
Yeah, it's really good and really intense. And I'm really excited to see where this goes.
Okay.
And if this branches out into other real cases and whatnot. So
Man,
I did really enjoy it.
NBC loves Dick Wolf.
Oh yeah.
They love the D.
So you're saying that people should go ahead and watch the Menendez?
Definitely
murders?
watch the Menendez murders.
Is
If
it
you
still going on, or is it something that you've already finished?
I think it's like an 8 episode.
Okay.
8 or 4 episodes. I'm
Because
not
I
positive.
didn't feel like it was going to be an actual series.
No,
but
it's
it
not a
was gonna
full
be-
22 episode.
Okay.
It's like a mini series kind
Gotcha. Okay.
So filler until they get the next
The next
Re-
case,
reality
whatever
of.
they're
The next Chicago show shows up.
Yeah. What's that? Med or
Chicago Med, Chicago Law, Chicago Fire. I think they're gonna have. I think they're gonna have Chicago jaywalking coming soon.
Chicago's not that interesting, okay, guys? I've been there. It's a great place, but come on.
they should just do them all in one shot. Just Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, Chicago PD, Chicago Law, and just called the First Responders block.
There you go.
Well, they do a massive crossover between
yeah,
all the shows,
I know.
and that's the
I would
only
expect
time.
so, yeah.
That's the only time I ever watch the other shows, like Med, Law, and Fire.
So you don't
Oh,
watch
you're
all
so-
of them.
oh,
No,
you're-
I don't
you're-
want
okay, you
the
just watch
only.
PD.
I only watch Chicago PD.
I see.
Now, when I do the crossover, I always sit there. I'm like, man, I should watch these shows because they're good.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go and binge through all of them and catch all the way up and all.
And
that.
that's a
Too
lot
many
to
shows.
binge, too. Well, that's 20 episodes an hour.
Well,
long
because
each.
Chicago Fire has been on for a while.
Yes.
Chicago Med is
That just started. That's second season.
well, Chicago Med is second season, and
Yeah.
then Chicago Law has only done half of one season or something like that. I don't know.
Why did they need Chicago Law?
Well, Chicago Law is a spinoff straight of Chicago PD. One of the cops from Chicago PD is the main star of that one.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha. God, there's so much TV.
Okay, yeah, that's a whole lot of TV. Well, thank you, BC.
yeah.
I'm still not going to watch those shows.
Cop
But
dramas,
the thing
that's
is,
what I do. They
that's
solved
not my
it.
thing. So that's why I'm not going to watch them.
I don't think I've watched like a legit cop drama, like hardcore, since like The Shield.
NYPD Blue. They said
NYPD
shit
Blue.
on TV.
I love NYPD Blue. I still one of my favorite all-time Family Guy jokes is where he was talking about NYPD Blue. And he's like, "Tell me what I want to know. Well, I'll show you my ass." He shows him his ass, and he's like, "Okay, I'll talk."
I haven't religiously watched a cop drama since Hill Street Blues.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's old school.
I'm old.
Well, you're like 30, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm 32.
30.
33.
35.
There you go, 35. Should just say what my dad always says. He's 29. Man's turning 70 on October 5th, but he's 29. So another NBC show that's coming, or that just started, is the revival of
Will and Grace.
Yeah.
And Will and Grace was not a show that I watched when it first came out. I could care less about it. I really was not watching NBC at the time. And I got into it a whole lot late. Actually, in syndication is when I get into a lot of these TV shows. Like,
I really got into Frasier.
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement, yeah.
Friends, Seinfeld. I watched this stuff when it got to like Fox. And I started watching it. I was like, holy crap, this show is good. So when I started watching it on the regular channel, and Will and Grace was awesome. Mainly because of Jack and Karen.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, Matt. So you're telling me that Dash and Dawson, the revival, are on Will and Grace?
Yeah, bro. That's why they haven't been on WWE for a while.
It makes so much sense now. The revival.
Say yeah. Now I just want that to happen. I want like Jack and Will to be talking about something, and all of a sudden, like you hear "Say yeah," and they just walk in and just like woo, because they go hard all day.
No flips, just fists.
God, I love that show. I love that gimmick.
Okay.
That's so great.
In the first 5 minutes of the TV series, they fix what happened when they finished the series, 11 years ago?
They used
like
the
that.
dream gimmick.
Yeah, they kind of use a dream gimmick.
Some
of the stuff happened, but like the children never existed, and it was like they just went through the whole this, that, and then one person just says, "Okay, so let me get this straight. You did this, you did that, you did that, you did that. This never happened, that never happened, this never happened." And Jack looks at the camera and goes, "Got it." And then the show starts.
Yeah.
And to me, that's hilarious because they didn't go through this whole long explanation. They just, this is what happened. Let's move on.
They made it like because Karen woke up from like a weird pill dream, and she was just like, "I just had the strangest dream. You were there, and you were there," and looks at Jack and is like, "You weren't there." And then that's whenever she gets into like, "Wait, so do y'all have kids?" Because like she couldn't really remember what what was real and what
no,
wasn't.
we didn't have kids.
Yeah.
Grace did get married. Will was living with some other guy, but their relationships broke up, and now they're back together again. And the show went on, and this show was just 1.5 hour long dig at Donald Trump. That's basically all it was. And depending on how you feel, you either hated it or you loved it.
Let's be honest. If you're watching Will and Grace, you probably loved it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Come on.
There may have been some people who watched who weren't expecting that. I mean,
Probably.
I mean, they didn't go in really hard on President Trump, but I mean, they did make some jokes at his expense.
Shoot, like one of the first jokes was, "Wait, who won the election?" And it was your guy. And she's like, "Oh, thank God, the crazies won," or something like that. Like, I mean, it was pretty early on that they started that.
And I mean, the whole thing is like Grace having to redesign the Oval Office. Mm-hmm. Then Will ends up there because of Jack and looking for some senators. So, I mean, yeah. I liked it. And I said, again, mainly because of Jack and Karen. I love those two characters in the original series, and I still love them now. They're still great. So if you watch Will and Grace, I don't need to tell you to watch the show. You're
That's
already
true.
watching.
You're already vested.
So if you don't watch it and have no interest, well, then you're not going to. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, watch one episode. If you really hate it, then you won't like it and you'll never watch again. So, yeah.
So speaking about
Not watching.
Speaking of having to be convinced to watch a show, this next show might need some convincing.
See, I would have gone with, speaking of not watching.
I mean, I haven't, but it still might need some convincing to watch.
I'm not going to convince you to watch.
Okay.
I'm going to convince you to save yourself.
There were some issues I had with this show from
The get-go.
just jump. And I had to start looking up stuff online. And the show we're talking about now is The Inhumans.
We could talk about the Gifted. They're the mutants. They're the ones that are real.
We'll talk about them next week.
Pumped for The Gifted.
We'll get them next week. But
we do need to talk about Rick and Morty since it's the season finale this week.
Is it? Oh, okay.
It's going to be a long show.
You get 3 people here, okay? It's like
Yeah,
a crossover
it goes
episode.
long,
It's going to
'cause,
go
yeah.
long.
Oh, God, where the fuck do I... Okay, first thing, they cut Medusa's hair. Now, from what I know way back when... Shut up! From what I know way back when, in the Marvel Universe, they said that cutting her hair is like breaking fingers. That's it. Just start going through these motherfuckers. Then that's cutting her hair. But they just go through it with a pair of clippers. And, okay, that's done, and we saved about $500,000 a show.
But they had IMAX money. Such a piece of shit. I'll tell you what though. Hey, cutting her hair, that wig looks so damn bad, and that chick is really hot with a shaved head.
Yeah, when they were coming up on her and her hair just kind of did this and whatever. No, don't get me sidetracked. Medusa is able to control her hair even if it is cut from her head.
What?
And that is something they have recently in the Marvel Universe. They cut her hair while she weren't worth shit. She was like Samson. Weak as fuck. Go ahead.
But she's so hot.
Yeah, but she's so hot.
And then the princess, the blonde girl, she's so hot.
Crystal?
Yeah, so hot. Mm-hmm. And
she could have vaporized most of these. She was like, I got 9 more guys outside who need target practice. She could have killed all of them.
But she's hot in the show, so yay.
So wait, are you trying to talk up this show? Are you saying it's good?
Matt needed convincing, so I'm like...
It's true. He's trying to find redeemable qualities for this piece of garbage.
Because even when I said yesterday, I was like, you know what, I went through it, I'm like, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Look at my pluses. My pluses are the chicks are hot.
Chicks are hot.
He sends me a message, you don't need to
Host
do
a
the show
TV.
tomorrow. You need to host tomorrow.
You should not host a television show if you actually think anything is good about this show.
Bro, the Lego trailer for the Inhumans that they're adding to Superheroes 2 is better than the trailer for this Inhumans show.
I honestly laugh my ass off with Medusa blow drying her hair. I don't know why. It's just a thing that women do. And I'm like...
The Lego trailer is so much better than this garbage.
The dude that plays Black Bolt is so awful. Like, and he doesn't even say anything. And I'm like, this guy is awful. And Ramsey Bolton. You have Ramsey Bolton. And he is just wasted completely. It is one of the biggest pieces of garbage I've ever. I'm so glad. Now you only saw episode 1. Right?
No,
they showed both.
The second episode is on Hulu.
Okay, all right.
No, they showed both of them because at 7, it was finished at 9, and I was like, oh,
okay.
God, how fucking long is this?
So those guys come down there to shoot the dude from X-Men 3.
Which dude?
In X-Men 3, he had the spikes come out.
Oh, okay, the Asian dude. I can't remember.
Triton.
There you go. And he goes, well, that didn't work out. And then he goes back and does it again, right? You know, that's his little inhuman power.
Oh, no, not him. You're talking about Karnak.
Karnak, yeah. You know, he's like, well, that didn't work out. So he goes back and replays the whole thing. That's his power. And then in episode 2, he falls off a cliff. And we're just not going to go back. We're just going to stay damaged. Wait a minute. What? Did you not see that happening? How is this? What's your power? Like why can't you use it now? And now he's just going in a circle. Can you not go back? Wait a minute. What's your power? Doesn't it show you where you're supposed to be going and what you're doing?
I thought Karnak just had a heightened mental perception or something like that. And that's like, he didn't even submit himself to the Terrigen Mist. That's something he trained himself to do. So when they started doing that, okay, he got shot and killed. I'm like, well, his story's over quick. Then they go backwards. I'm like, wait, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
How is this happening?
I'm like, oh, that's a really cool inhuman power. Like, you see things happen, you go, oh, wait, no, shouldn't have done it that way. Let's go back and redo this, take different steps. That's really cool. But then they just, never mind, he doesn't have that power in episode 2.
Or maybe it's just himself from death. I mean, injury is one thing. Death is kind of permanent.
and then the dumb dog drops him off in like completely different places in Hawaii. And then
they said, take this person to that person. And the dog puts one person in
the
in
mountain,
a beach,
one person here, one person here.
One in the city. It's like, what the fuck? Sniff around. Do something.
and then their explanation for it was, dumb dog. And then you notice, you go, oh, they didn't have much more money for the dog, so they locked the dog up.
Yeah. So they used some power on him and put him to sleep for the whole episode. He teleported people off, and they put him to sleep.
So wait, this whole thing is based in Hawaii?
Oh, yeah, it's all Hawaii.
It's all Hawaii.
They leave the moon pretty quickly.
They put Gorgon. He ends up in the ocean, and these surfers go out and save him. They see this guy with these freaking cloven goat legs, and they're just sitting around talking to him about, oh, well, I'm being chased by these people. It's like, well, where are you going home to? The moon. Yeah, righteous, man.
I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, what?
I'm not gonna lie. The whole surfer thing, I'm just like, those guys were cool. I want to hang out with those guys too.
Like,
but
I'm sorry. This just sounds like one giant excuse to film in Hawaii.
But not take any of your actual Marvel people.
Yeah, like they were just like.
And here's my question, Rob.
Like the writer bamboozled the ABC. It was like, all right, so just give us money. Okay, cool. Where are you guys gonna film it at? Hawaii. And they're like, is this gonna be good? It's gonna be great. Okay, here's the money. Go to Hawaii and spend like 2 months there. Just not working at all.
It's just I don't know the guy's name who's the head of television. Him and Feige had a big split, and he took the Inhumans with. I'm trying to find him, but I can't find his name. Anyway, he was real big on the Inhumans, and that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to do the Inhumans. So here's his project, and it's absolute garbage. It's so bad that ABC was actually going to cancel S.H.I.E.L.D. Disney recently came in and goes, no, you're not. We're not ending on the Inhumans. You're leaving S.H.I.E.L.D. on.
Yeah, like why end
that
S.H.I.E.L.D.?
came out this morning that they were like that ABC was thinking about canceling S.H.I.E.L.D. And Disney literally came into ABC and goes, you're not canceling S.H.I.E.L.D. It's staying on.
Yeah. It shouldn't, because Inhumans needs to be canceled.
Oh, it is.
Not S.H.I.E.L.D.
Remember, it's no longer just the first season. It's now the complete series.
What, the first 2 episodes of the complete series?
No, they were marketing catch Inhumans episode 1 and 2 in IMAX, and then see the complete first season on September 29th.
Okay.
And then about a week ago, it started going, catch the complete series on September 29th.
Now, the thing is, it seems like I'm looking up now, but they already have plans, or they're thinking about ahead to season 2. And possibly even season 3. Now, the showrunner, Scott Buck, is the same guy who did Iron Fist.
Wow.
So Iron Fist was bad.
All of this is just bad.
Inhumans is looking very bad. It's not them, it's him.
Them saying that they're going to go for season 2 is them going, can can we try and get some kind of eyes on this? Tell
Yeah.
them that we want a season 2 and a season 3. Then people will go, oh, maybe it's not that bad, and they'll watch. Let's put that out there. Tell them we're talking about it. Also, tell them we're talking about a Fantastic Four too.
Let me pose the question. Did we need an Inhumans television show?
No.
I think the idea behind it is incredible. I think it could have worked really well. The fact that they were partnering with IMAX could have been really good. Rob, watching this, did you see anything about it that made you go, yeah, this was IMAX worthy?
Hell no.
The only thing I remember, the opening scene.
There were a few scenes where they showed the crater and the scenes of the landscape. That would look good in IMAX.
No, none of that looks good in IMAX. The only thing that looked good in IMAX was the opening scene when they're running through the woods and the rain's coming down. That opening scene, I was like, oh, this is dope. Yeah, this is dope. And then the show actually started. I was like, oh, this is crap. This is crap.
Well, the reason I ask is because we've got so many Marvel shows right now. You've got the Marvel Netflix series. You've got Runaways coming. You've got, Cloak and Dagger. You've just basically got
the
so
New
many.
Warriors.
You've got New
Okay,
Warriors. And then you've got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. already. So now you want to add Inhumans? Like, I just don't understand why that couldn't have been part of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. introduced Inhumans.
Yeah.
Like, make that a whole arc.
Oh, they already did that arc, but they didn't do the royal family. So
Yeah,
they
that's what I'm
wanted to
saying,
do
the
the
royal
royal
family.
family. And it's so bad. I don't even think I'm going to finish it. I don't.
I probably will. I mean, it's 8 episodes. They already showed us 2. I'm already in there. I mean, it's got to be really bad. I mean, I won't even watch Navy SEALs, but I'd probably watch Inhumans.
Well, it's a better talking point than Navy SEALs because every week we can talk about how terrible Inhumans was versus you can talk every week about Navy SEALs about how terrible that was and nobody cares. They're like, yeah, it's David Boreanaz. What'd you expect?
But this comes out on Monday, which means The Gifted starts tonight. The Good Mutant Show.
I actually am excited for this one because this one feels X-Men related.
Rotten,
stinking
muties.
Over Inhumans, which just looked like trash. This one actually looks like it's going to be good.
Yeah. And did you watch the 6 minutes opening?
I didn't because I don't like to. It's kind of like trailers for you when you get to a certain point. Like if you're showing me the first 6 minutes of anything, I don't want to watch it. I want to experience it for myself.
I had already actually seen it because it's what they showed us at Comic-Con.
Oh, okay.
But what they showed us at Comic-Con was actually another 6. That's only half of it. They showed another 6 minutes long.
Yeah.
Longer.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Star Wars thing. Whenever Star Wars, the next trailer's coming out, I honestly kind of don't want to watch it because I'm already vested.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm probably not watching on Monday Night Football when they drop that Star Wars trailer.
Which, by the way, it's Vikings-Bears, so nobody should be watching. But anyway.
Well, I meant the trailer itself.
I mean, it's still Vikings-Bears. But, so I don't know. Like, I'm not... I don't really like to watch that many trailers either. Like, if I'm already sold on it, I'm good. Like, even video games where they're like, here's the first 20 minutes of the game. I'm like, pass. Like, I'll experience it for myself if I'm really interested in it.
Okay. So, the Inhumans was bad. Your top shows of the week or top show of the week, could be our channel surfing. I mean, the whole thing was, but what premiere did you really like or what show coming back?
I loved The Orville. The Orville is probably my favorite of the things that we talked about.
You know what I liked? TGI Hulu, baby. I'm already like 7 episodes into Step by Step. It's so good. I love it so much.
I can't watch Step by Step. That song, like, will get stuck in my head forever.
Day by day, fresh start.
I don't believe I was going to leave this off. I mean, the TGIF
Hulu, TGI Hulu, baby.
TGI Hulu.
I'm not going to lie to you. I am probably going to cancel my Jackass Horror Fest this year. Because,
I saw your tweet.
Because because Boy Meets World is on Hulu.
Okay.
I didn't know it was going to be. So is Dinosaurs.
And you got Family Matters, too.
That's the
Family
one.
Matters.
You said
Dinosaurs.
I could have cared less about everything else. When you said Dinosaurs, not the mama. I'm like, I'm in.
Wouldn't Sabrina be on there, too?
Sabrina's on there. Hang on Mr. Cooper, Perfect Strangers, Everything. And okay, so I'm 7 episodes back into Step by Step. I didn't realize that the crossover with Family Guys when Steve Urkel shows up was legitimately the 2nd episode of Step by Step.
Wait, with Family Matters? Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah. Urkel showed up on the 2nd episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
Urkel was a big thing.
Urkel was
Yeah,
huge.
he was.
If Urkel
But-
was on anything, that was getting ratings.
Yeah, but I honestly thought it was, season 2 or something. Like, I thought they had gotten running before they actually crossed
I guess
it
they
over.
really wanted to get that build up quick.
Yeah.
Hell, freaking they killed off a daughter on Family Matters because of Urkel.
Yeah. They didn't kill her off. She just went upstairs.
She went upstairs and
She went upstairs and never came back.
They did that on Step by Step too. And Boy Meets World.
Really?
The sister goes upstairs, Morgan.
Yeah.
And is gone for 3 seasons. And then all of a sudden, one season comes downstairs. And they're like, Morgan, where have you been? Upstairs. Remember? Y'all sent me to my room.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's
pretty good.
hilarious.
That's pretty good. If they can make a joke for themselves on
Yeah.
like that, that's pretty great.
There was one other thing that I didn't mention and I think needs to get out there. Kevin can wait. The premiere came out and we have already talked like twice already about Erin Hayes
So
being
messed
killed
up.
off on the show and them talking about Rick, how are you going to go over her death? How are you going to portray her death? And they just kept saying, we're going to do it tastefully. We're going to give it, give her the honor that she deserves and so on and so on. The scene was, oh man, they sent this mail again, blah, blah. What is it, Dad? There's mail from the gym for your mom. He's like, and she's been dead over a year now, and don't worry about it, Dad. I'll take care of that. Yeah, but save the coupon, because I want to go down there and take that class. That's it.
Wow.
Messed up.
That was the tasteful eulogy or remembrance they had for her character, that they just said, we don't want you, we want Leah Remini.
Yeah, and I love that their whole reasoning for it, because people were like, is it just because you're trying to do a King of Queens reunion? And they're like, no. We just met Leah Remini, and she just was amazing and delightful. I'm like, no, bro, you were trying to do a King of
No,
Queens
I don't
reunion.
think they're trying to do King Queens reunion. I think they go, guys, we can get Leah Remini, and this whole Scientology thing is really hot right now, and she's really big right now. Let's get her on the damn show. And then it's like, oh, you want to be on the show permanently? Okay, that'll help our ratings. That's what it was.
Man. Or maybe she was cheaper. I don't know.
Okay. So, yeah, I think that is our show.
Don't forget, Rick and
Do we
Morty
need
is
anything
this
else?
Sunday.
Oh, yeah, Rick and Morty. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the season finale this Sunday, which is kind of weird because like it's been the darkest season so far.
Yeah.
But, and people have been like, "Oh, this is going to lead up to something." The season finale, it's going to lead up to something. I don't know. Like, I almost feel like season 3 was just Rick taking care of his family after the craziness that happened in season 2, and he's not really taking care of his family. And I don't know how this is going to end, but it's been a balls to the wall season so far.
Rick is going to destroy every other universe, and there's just going to be one left. If they die, that's it.
You think that's going to be it?
That's all I can think of.
Oh, it's been insane. I don't know where this is going at all. Like, it's such a crazy show. Every episode's been different, too. Like, you had the episode of just the Mortys and the Ricks, and the Mortys taking over. Mm-hmm. And then you had...
Mortytown.
Yeah, Mortytown. You had Schloopyville or Sploopy, whatever the heck it was, on this last episode. And then... the episode before that, instead of doing the interdimensional cable, it was just like reliving all of Morty's memories that he's forgotten.
Mm-hmm. And what the memories that he had Rick remove. And then he was like, oh, well, my memories back. And son of a bitch. Some of the shit he had removed, man. I was like,
my God.
Whatever, like, that back.
That demon was like, you must choose one of your child. Summer, what?
Didn't even think about it.
Didn't think about it. It was just Summer. Oh, man.
Gotta watch Rick and Morty, man.
You gotta watch Rick and Morty, bro.
Yeah.
I said the same thing, and then I finally sat there and watched it.
You also need to watch Wrecked.
You have to watch Rick.
Yeah.
Wrecked is great. Come on.
Does that have a superhero in it?
No, but
they-
there's
do
a
they-
guy
do
named
they-
Todd who's pretty amazing.
Do they solve it?
Huh?
Yeah, they solve it.
SVU. They solved it.
okay.
Don't worry, they solved it.
They solve things.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah. So is that it?
That's it.
Is that it? We're done now. Okay.
Watch
Join
football.
us next week as we talk about the other shows coming out. Lucifer, 9
Oh,
JKL.
yes! Yes, detective! We're talking Lucifer!
Do you need to use my pen, detective?
Oh, it's my penis! I dipped it in ink for you, detective.
You sound more like, oh God, what was that?
The devil from The Simpsons.
No, you sound like a exit, stage right, or left even from the old Yogi Bear
Oh,
cartoons.
yeah. The Snagglepuss.
Snagglepuss.
Whatever.
I took more from The Simpsons, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about those shows and The Gifted for him. Finally, we got The Middle,
Even
Fresh
though
of the
he won't be
Boat,
here.
The Mayor. The Mayor you can actually watch on ABC right now, and I like that a whole lot more than I thought I would.
I will theoretically be here more so than Matt because I'll still send a video in. I'll be in New York at Comic-Con, and I'm still going to send a
I
video
will
in.
physically be here.
And I'll still be more present than Matt. That's what happens when you're a champ like me.
Oh my gosh, shut the fuck up.
At Channel Control on Twitter is where you can reach us and send us any messages, anything you want to say about the show. I'm Entropy1, and this is Move the Joystick. You can find him on Twitter also, and where else?
You can also find me on Cinelinks.com. Also on the Cinelinks Twitch channel because every Wednesdays from now on I'm going to be streaming and we'll be doing a lot of giveaways as well. You can also find me on UGF where I'm known as Quad C. And you can actually find these other two guys on UGF as well. And you can also follow us at Cinelinks UGF. The next tournament is on November 3rd.
Why can't I get some stuff to give away? Hey, Hulu, send me some stuff for TGI Hulu.
Yeah.
I saw that Taffeta got like these fanny packs with just swag in it. And I was like,
That'd be
Well,
awesome.
Yeah.
Taffeta's prettier than us.
yeah.
I don't know. Rob's pretty.
I'm working on my
He's
boobs.
getting.
I'm eating all the greasy foods, and
You getting some work done, bro?
yeah, I'm getting some work
Yeah,
done.
you looking good.
Get rid of this penis.
Oh yes, detective. Would you like it?
You see?
Find me on all social media at RealJackSBC, RealJackAssBC. My podcast, It Is What It Is, every single Thursday on Cinelinks, as well as SCNS Live every single Thursday night, and UGF, and sometimes What the Force. I try to make it. I never really
He
show
doesn't
up.
even send a video for that.
I don't send. Well, I don't think y'all can edit. I don't think they can edit a video in.
Probably not.
That's a little difficult over there. And I'm going to be doing a Gifted after show. Just an audio version. I'm just going to be talking about The Gifted. I don't know how well it's going to work out because Zach was going to be on it, but he's got a job again now. So I don't know if he's going to be able to be on it anymore.
On Monday?
On Tuesdays.
All right, I can
So,
do it with you.
That could be possible.
Yeah.
So yeah,
do
we'll
it
figure
with you.
something out. But I am going to do it. It's going to come out Tuesday afternoons.
So you're going to record it Monday night?
No, I'm going to record it Tuesday mornings.
Oh,
do
Tuesday
that.
morning.
Because I'm going to have to wake up on Tuesday, watch The Gifted, and then record.
Right.
Yeah.
So find me on every Tuesdays for the Gifted Recap Show with BC.
I won't be there talking about a TV show because I have a real job.
I have a real job.
I don't have a job.
Yeah.
I'm
I
a,
love my job.
I'm a wrestler. That's my job.
Yeah.
See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.